Hola a todos. Hello everyone. Bonjour à tous. Anine, we're very excited to be with you today and share our artists. But before we do that, let's hear about our ED, Umer Jafar.
Hello everyone. My name is Omer Jafar and I'm the Executive Director of Small World Music, the producers of Global Toronto Music Conference. Thank you for tuning in. We're thrilled for you to be here because we have some amazing news to share. Today, we are finally unveiling the Spotlight Artists that are going to take stage at GT21. As most of you know, Global Toronto is not just another conference to do business. Rather, it's a place to make deep relationships and have meaningful exchanges. This is very much inspired from the millennia-long tradition of the first peoples of this land, the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, Mississaugas of the New Credit, and Huron-Wendat, who used this place, Takaranto, or Toronto as we know it today, to gather. And so, we gather here, in this place, in this space, and on this platform, to make deep connections with each other, and to have exchanges that make the music ecosystem more sustainable, accessible, inclusive, and equitable for all. I would like to thank all our partners, national and international, dozens of you, to be by our side throughout this journey. And thanks to our funders who have believed in us and have invested in this cause. These include the Department of Canadian Heritage and the Government of Canada, Factor and Canada's private radio broadcasters, and Ontario Creates and the Government of Ontario. And finally, I want to thank all of you for being on this journey with us, for believing in us, supporting, and for being vulnerable to share this space with everyone. And with that, I want to hand it over to my colleague, Mercedes, to share the news. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mercedes Kasha, Head of Programs here at Small World Music. We're so excited to launch the 2021 edition of Global Toronto and build upon last year's success, where over 800 of us got together from 75 different countries to acknowledge opportunities and envision the future, guided by three fundamental principles: sustainability, equity, and accessibility. Fruitful conversations and topics were explored in a safe and welcoming space for artists and industry professionals who were gracious enough to share their lived experiences and their motivations for change in the industry for a more equitable future. We now look to some of the practical approaches. Who is doing what? How can we learn from each other and get inspired by others? Let us explore opportunities for collaboration. In that spirit, the Global Toronto team did not go the route of selecting an artistic programmer or a programming director. But instead, we engaged three amazing individuals to guide us in the overall programming of this year's conference and have set out our new theme: Now What? Making Space and Enacting Change. They are diligently working with us to ensure that we have a great cross-section of voices, experiences, and goals from the work that they are doing. These amazing individuals are Yasmina Proveyer, a cultural promoter and programmer who is also the founder or co-founder of Ashe World Music Fest, they recently just came off a successful conference empowering women in the industry. Pratishta Kohli, co-founder of the Taoos Initiative, a not-for-profit music collective that aims to center independent artists and community members of South Asian descent, challenging ideas of who creates music, who controls the industry, and how we listeners and participants consume music. And finally, we have Alan Greyeyes, who runs the artistic and project management company Ogachita Arts and serves as the festival director for the Sakahiwe Festival in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Thank you to these fantastic beings for giving us their time and experience to guide us to our programming for this year. And finally, we are so happy that this year's Spotlight Artists, who are showcasing at Global Toronto 2021, were selected by a jury of industry professionals, from agents to presenters and media, who had the pleasant yet daunting task of narrowing down from over 250 artist applications. Thank you so much to all of those who applied. We are so grateful that you put your trust in us. The jury deliberated and came up with a short list of 22 artists, 18 national artists, and 4 international artists. So those jury members include Saruja Coelho, the award-winning broadcaster from Toronto who hosts music and current events programs on CBC Radio; Juan Suki, who is the founder of Odelia Artists, a Pan-American music agency working with artists and producers from across the continent and is now based in New Brunswick; and based in Toronto, Diana Webley, who specializes in artistic direction, planning, programming, developing, producing, and making pathways to produce abroad. She is also the senior producer at Harbourfront Centre. Guillaume Alexandre, who, since August 2019, has been in charge of programming for Production Nuit d'Afrique, including the annual festival, and who also runs the label Disque Nuit d'Afrique. And this year, we finally added an international juror, and we are so grateful to count with the support of one of the most influential music journalists in Colombia, the Radio Nacional de Colombia producer and host, Luisa Piñeros, who has more than 20 years of experience in radio and print. We're so happy that these amazing 8 individuals came to help us out, to help us with our programming and an artist selection. And we're excited to present to you the selection of the Global Toronto 2021 Spotlight Artists. Thank you.
And before we get to the artists, let's hear from a few jury members and programming committee members.
Soy Luisa Piñeros, periodista musical. Los saludo desde Colombia y estoy muy feliz de haber hecho parte de los jurados que estuvimos seleccionando a los artistas que este año 2021 van a ser parte de nuestra GT21. Feliz de haber encontrado tanta música. No se imaginan ustedes lo sorprendente que fue recibir más de 200 aplicaciones y en cada uno ver un pedacito de mundo, un pedacito de fusión y mucha fuerza, mucha raíz en la música. Demasiado talento el que hay y ustedes van a ser los más beneficiados con toda esta selección de artistas que hemos hecho para este año 2021. Así que gracias a la GT21, a ustedes por estar ahí conectados con nosotros, que la música no pare, que la música siga, y esta ha sido una de las bonitas experiencias que he tenido.
Hi everyone, my name is Diana Webley and I have had the privilege of being on GT21's jury. So being a jury member, man, I know what that takes, I know what it is, but let me tell you a bit about the wonderful experience and the amount of music that we were able to listen to, talk about, debate about, and just like absorb during the holidays and into the new year. What a privilege. Discovered lots of new music, new artists that I haven't been exposed to. So that was just such a wonderful surprise, such a wonderful gift to just discover new music and to just realize the amount of talent that exists in Canada. I'd say the best thing about being on the jury was just collaborating with my other jury members and hearing lived experiences from them and their points of view. We were able to, there were some times where, it got really heated behind the scenes, but we came out with such a wonderful list of music, and I hope you all enjoy. I want to say thank you to Global Toronto for having thought about me. This has definitely been such a blessing in disguise, as with COVID, just taking time out to actually, take in all that music. It was just wonderful. Just I can't explain it. It was just such a great time to take out of my busy day to reflect on someone else's art form and what they're doing, all their blood, sweat, and tears that they're pouring into their art that we can then expose to the rest of the world.
Now, let's hear from one of our amazing programming committee members as she explains the themes and topics that are at heart of our conference.
Hey everyone, my name is Pratishta Kohli. I am a researcher, educator, performing arts administrator, and the founder of the Taus Initiative, which is a Toronto-based music collective that highlights the work of South Asian artists, both Canada and globally. I'm one of the programming committee members of Global Toronto 2021. We're going to be using this year to explore our themes of making space and enacting change. Our role in this conference was to build upon the work that began in last year's conference. We wanted to focus on themes such as sustainability, accessibility, and intersectionality, furthering the work that is being done by equity-deserving communities while also dismantling oppressive influences and institutions and systems that hold us in the places we're currently at. We'd love for you to be a part of these conversations. We want you to learn with us and, more importantly, to share your knowledge with us. Through this conference, we're hoping to move beyond talking about building our own tables and move into ways in which we can sustainably enact lasting change within the global music industry. So please register, join us, and journey with us as we ask, now what?
Go register, we're waiting for you. And finally, here are the artists that are going to be showcased at Global Toronto 2021. Do not forget to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. See you soon, everybody.